Team golf is back.
Oh, yes! Are you ready?
Let's go!
That's what champions do.
What is the ceiling for this kid? Now that he's got the money, and we saw something click with him, what is the ceiling for a Jordan Love in this Green Bay team?
Deepest pass target group in the National Football League. 2 stud tight ends. They're legit 5 deep at receivers. 7 bona fide pass targets, Gio. Come on, man. This guy could be a stud. Top 5 quarterback.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
It just goes to show you how special this guy is, and I can't figure out why he doesn't cut through like the Tiger Woods of the world in that kind of dominant fashion in years past.
He stepped up to the tee box on the 14th hole, and he was 60-1 to win that golf tournament. You know, he was trailing by 6 shots, and he comes out on top.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
However many units are on the line, however many people, however many cocktails, like it's a perfect scorecard. And someone questioned him on one hole. He's like, well, one thing I never get wrong is the scorecard. And then we're on like 13 and he's added up and he's like, this is wrong.
I looked back from number 13 and I'm like, I'm missing $140 somewhere. I don't know where I'm missing it. And I'm looking back and I'm like, no, yeah, it doesn't match up on 11. And I got to track it back to like number 7.
Only on SportsGrid.
Ferrall has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. It's pain-free Friday. Ferrall's doling out minutes on the mahogany, waxing it up. 100, 200, the bad seed, the broken, the bad apple with a bad attitude. We are live in New York City, the Big Apple. Ooh, people dressed in plastic bags, directing traffic, some kind of fashion shake-it-up, along with the original OG, the golf guru, the Tater King, Carver High this afternoon. Mafia running it with Luke. I am your father. The rundown on a C2C Friday. A double shot with Morency this very hour from Vancouver. You catch him on Sports Rage late night at 10 East every night, weeknights. Also later this hour, Gino Bacola from the Daily Racing Forum setting you up for Saratoga and Del Mar Saturday and Sunday, and he always loves to dabble in a little NFL futures. Plus, in the final hour, a double shot with Adam Kaplan, our NFL insider. We got a lot going on right now in terms of Brian Daboll. 1 game at Wrigley, the businessman special, on the north side of Chicago, Wrigleyville. 2-zip Cubbies. They lead Toronto in the 3rd inning, and Denny McCarthyism, Carver High, and your boy Matsuyama tied up, it appears to me, at 11 under in Memphis at the St. Jude Championship in the FedEx playoffs in golf. Plus, there's Liv in West Virginia at the posh Greenbrier.
Posh Greenbrier for Live Golf. They've actually had a major problem starting. They've only played a couple holes. Torrential downpours in West Virginia this afternoon, and the course just wasn't draining quick enough for the amount of rain that was falling out there, so they did have to stop for a couple of hours. They did just go back out on the course where Tyrrell Hatton is -2 through 3. There's a bunch of other guys that are -1 after playing 2 or 3 holes. So still very early at the Greenbrier, which everybody loves, Scotty. They love the Greenbrier there in West Virginia. You're right about the other stuff. A belly bomb at the businessman special to give us that 2-0 lead, which is very nice to see in the afternoon. Whenever we can get a belly bomb to kick off our Friday, which is, by the way, the final football-free Summer Friday on Ferrall Coast to Coast. Next week, next Friday, you got Florida State and Georgia Tech. You got a bunch of those week 0 games next Saturday. So this is the final real football free. I don't care about these dopey preseason games this weekend. But really it's the final football free Friday that we have.
So you're going to have to get me caught up on, from programming standpoints, I'm going to be off next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I need to slip in that play on Tuesday, C2C, and then you're out the beginning of the following week.
I think
what?
This is the last, if I do my math correctly, Tuesday would be the last day that me and you were together until the day after Labor Day, I think. I think Tuesday's the last time me and you were together until after the holiday.
Right, because I think that next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm in, you're out, and then Thursday, Friday, I'm out, and then it is Monday, Labor Day, the 2nd, and it would be the 3rd, Tuesday the 3rd. So, God, I don't know how I'll ever be able to do it without.
Yeah, but, we come back for that.
We've always
come
been
back for that,
each other's side.
It's pain day. When you come back that Tuesday. It's pain
Thursday
day
and
week.
Friday
that's
night,
it.
pain day.
I mean, it's pain day. I mean, it's on. So, yes, it'll be time apart, but when you get back together, we're playing for real. That's for sure.
Did
and you'll have a full...
Send us the tickets to Sao Paulo yet? Our plane tickets?
Don't wear green if you go there. Don't wear green if you go down to Sao Paulo for that game. You mentioned the golf. Dangerous Denny McCarthy and Hideki Matsui are both in the clubhouse at 11 under right now. Great round for McCarthy today, which is nice of him considering I played him last week and he was awful
nice
at the Wyndham.
Job.
And now this week he wants to play well.
There
so that was really nice of McCarthy. Sam Burns is 10 under. Oh, look at this guy, 2 back. Scotty Scheffler lurking, 2 shots back going into the weekend. Chris Kirk, who, of course, was very good to us yesterday on Coast to Coast with that first-round leader hit at 90-1. He started birdie earlier. He's only 10. He's actually just went past the turn, and then he has a bogey along the way. So he's at 8 under, and he's 3 back. A couple of other really good rounds. I see Rory's playing right now. Morikawa's playing right now. So there's a few guys that I'm following throughout the afternoon. So that's pretty much what we have going on live, Scotty, for us here, which is nice on a Friday to have a few things.
And there are guys scoring at that golf tournament today. They're low.
Yeah. There's a lot of low numbers out there, especially Matsuyama played great today. There's a few guys that did get to 6 under, 7 under throughout the day. So some very good scoring opportunities. Could be a little different, though, for these guys that are out in the late afternoon session, Scotty, because like yesterday, very hot, very crispy. I mean, they're talking like a $105 out there in Memphis that these guys are playing. I just saw Willie Z putt. I mean, it went nowhere. Like, it came up just short. There's just not a lot of breathing room out there in Memphis this afternoon. So we will see how all of that goes. We will get into all of the NFL preseason for this weekend. There was one game last night. Man, that was tough. Your boy, I know you're glad he's gone now. Watching Kenny Pickett play football is tough. He doesn't throw the ball more than 3 yards.
It's a tough watch.
He doesn't throw the ball. And Sirianni after the game was like, well, only 2 balls. He was 11 for 13. The 11 completions were all basically the guy standing next to him. Like all the same thing he did with the Steelers, Scott. Like, he can't throw the ball down the field. It's pretty amazing. I thought the kid McKee played a lot better than him.
Yeah, he
who went in after him, right?
Well, look, I know Coach is friendly with the Pickett's, the family, but good riddance. I don't care about Kenny Pickett anymore. I liked him at Pitt. I didn't like him with the Steelers, and I don't care about his problems with the Eagles, but his stock has dropped precipitously. I mean, this guy went from being a first rounder to look at him now. He just doesn't matter.
He just doesn't matter whatsoever. On the other side from last night, we'll talk about this later, is that Drake May maybe is making some inroads to possibly be the Patriots starter in the first week. Now, I don't think that Gerard Mayer will actually do it because he's very, we're going to go with the veteran and we're going to protect the football, and we don't want mistakes, and we don't want to play a rookie, and we're going to run it, and we're going to play defense. So I think he's going to do that, but Drake May didn't look too bad, and he's given Mayo at least something to think about here over the next couple of weeks before week number 1. We'll have all the baseball for tonight as well. Just about everybody's in action today, except, of course, the Cubbies and the Blue Jays and the Businessman Special. Actually, Giants and A's are off as well tonight, Scotty, because they're only playing a 2-gamer Saturday and Sunday in the Bay. So no Giants and Athletics tonight, but everybody else is in action. We'll go through the stuff from last night, including the Phillies 2 nights in a row getting the big bats going, including that kid, the rookie who had to cycle for the Phillies. It was unbelievable last night for them. So nice job, the great Weston Wilson getting a cycle for the Phillies last night. So we'll go through all of that. And we got dingers. Gunnar Henderson last night at plus 500 came through for us.
We even mentioned Bohm last night that he could hit one, and he did, and I think Castellanos hit one as well. I have a ticket on them tonight as well on the run line, the Phillies again against the Nats, so I'm hoping that they score a bunch of runs again.
Might have one of those guys in today's Tater Time as well, one of those right-handed Philly bats.
What?
Last night.
What a chance it is for Adam Paxton and Victor Tingsham to pick up their first weekly titles. Adam Paxton, well, it's been the dream debut so far for him. For Victor Tingsham, he'll feel like this is a moment a little while coming. A place in the final up for grabs for one.
You can do it. Make that double 18 away for a place in the final.
Wesley Plaisir was beaten, knocked out by Mike Warburton in a last leg decider.
That is what they are playing for. They are playing for the trophy. They are playing for the big prize pot, and they are playing for a place in the £25,000 Champions Week.
97.
There is a point you feel that reality will surely kick in for Adam Paxton. He's here on debut. He watches the Super Series almost every single week. He was happy just to be playing in a group. This could be the leg that we talk about at the end of the night as being the one that changed the final, because Adam Paxton has just gone cold at the moment.
Bang on cue.
He doesn't just get 2, he gets the lot.
Should take out the 16 out. If not, Mike's just behind him.
Shot of the fifth leg.
Can Paxton deliver one of the biggest moments of his career so far? He can. Double 12. What a moment that is from Adam Paxton. Mike Warburton was looking at 60 to win the match.
14.
Paxton, here's your moment. He approaches the jockey with confidence, with time, and delivers. Adam Paxton on debut. The boy, the fanboy, comes to the Super Series and wins.
All right, you can catch Sports Rage weeknights at 10 on all of our outlets, on the TV side, streaming networks, on the SportsGrid app. It's everywhere. It's on Radio Sports Byline. It's on Sirius XM Channel 159. And you can catch Gabe Morency with us on C2C every day with a double shot right here. And let's start with preseason football. Last night you hit the under. And there's nothing tonight, but Saturday is loaded with games. And then Sunday, there's a pair of 8 o'clock games East.
Yeah, you know what? The unders just consistently are cashing so far this year, early in the preseason. But it's more than just a trend right now. for the most part. I think only 4 games have gone over the number. And you've got to do research. You've got to take the time to actually just find out what each team is doing. And not every coach will tell you everything they're going to do, but a lot are. Like the Colts are a good example. The Colts aren't playing anybody this weekend. So there's a lot of teams that just, quite frankly, I've always talked, Scott, and you know this too, about Sean McVay. This guy hates the preseason. Like, he hates the preseason. He hates preseason football games. And he finally took it to a new level. He's almost like you, Scott. He basically said, you know what? I want to give you an opportunity to coach a football game, so I'm not going to do the preseason game this weekend. Yeah. It's like you giving the opportunity to people to do shows. You know what I'm saying? McDermott cares so much about the people around him. And I just love this because I've always told people, I said, man, I even used the line the other day, Scott. I said, it bothers McVay that he has to go to these preseason games, all right?
Yeah.
And this week he figured out a way around. He's letting one of the assistants coach the football game for him. So you sort of have to know these things about, all right, like which teams care and which teams don't care. But I'll tell you what, this changes the dynamic of everything, guys. Now that you have an assistant coach in, there's going to be a little bit more of a jump. They're going to want to look good for this guy, because this is like an audition for him for a head coaching job down the road.
Right.
So suddenly you get a little spark with the Rams because McVay isn't there. It's funny, the Rams won by accident last week. Stetson Bennett threw 4 picks. And they still won the football. Yeah, this you know, he's another one, Scott. The guy's like 28 years old, bro. He drinks more than you and I do, and he's not that good. Like, what's he doing in the NFL?
No, he doesn't.
That's not true. We can drink him under the table.
Yeah, that's just a mistake right there.
I don't want to throw him under the bus. I'm just saying the guy's got some, you know. It's like, especially McVay. It's like, Sean, what do you see in this guy?
Well, let's just say he hasn't been known to do well.
That's his problem. That's a good problem. He likes to do it, but then, you know, he gets a little sloppy after.
I'll never forget his face plant. That was the greatest face plant on cement on a curb I've ever seen, in movies or otherwise. So you're going to take the Rams against the Chargers because the assistant's coaching, going to take the 2 points?
Yeah, you know what? And the Chargers are another football team. These guys are getting beat up in camp right now. Harbaugh doesn't care about the preseason. But let's go back to the under. This is going to be a football game, Scott. You know, the first Rams game was 13-12. I'd expect another sort of just sludge fest. I don't want to tell you guys to just blindly take every under because it's not that simple, but I think you're going to win money if you, yeah. I don't know, Scott. I went 10-4 in week 1. Right?
Why not?
Just went under last night, so it's 11 of the last 15 preseason games. You know, guys, how many coaches are going to go out there? Hey, you know, well, let's show our offense, and I guarantee you, there's not one coach in the National Football League in the preseason that walks into the room and says, I want to see you guys put up 40 effing points tonight. All right, let's go. Right? It's not college football week 1. Yeah, we better hang 60 on these guys.
This
huh?
matters.
Like, yeah. Like, this is like, whatever, dude. Let's not get anybody hurt. Let's get out of here. And I know some people dismiss it, but I'll maintain it's easier to bet on the preseason than the regular season. Doesn't mean you can bet on every game, but in the regular season, both teams are trying. Coaches aren't going to tell you what they're going to do. You don't know what the play calls are going to be. They'll spell it out for you. We want to run the ball tonight. We want to see this guy play tonight. We don't care tonight. We want to see some effort tonight. Another good example, the Steelers got punched in the mouth. I'd expect your Steelers to get it done against my Bills that really don't care about these games. And don't be fooled, people, because you say, Josh Allen's going to play a bit. Good for him. He played last week, too. They lost 38-6.
Yeah, 33-6.
Whatever the hell it was,
Russ Wilson starting for the Steelers. So you're on the Steelers minus the 1 and a hook?
Yeah, I think the Steelers will beat the Buffalo Bills. McDermott is one of these guys. You know, McDermott and Tomlin are good buddies. It's just going to be, I think Pittsburgh wants to see more after the first week. And, you know, the game's basically a toss-up. Put it this way, I've been a Bills fan a long time. They've never been good in the preseason. Like in the old days, the new days, any day, Scott. Anytime the Bills win a preseason football game, it's just sort of by accident in the fourth quarter. But they're never going to come out and just, they look really good in the preseason. They don't care. McDermott does not care. And Tomlin is a good preseason coach. He does care. After Harbaugh, he's got the second-best record in the NFL in the preseason. They got punched in the mouth. sloppy ball handling as you saw, Scott, last week. I'd expect the Steelers to be much crisper. I do like the Steelers to beat the Bills. And the spreads come down as well.
What about the Vegas laying 6.5 to Dallas in Sin City?
Wow. Absolutely insanity, isn't it? Because you got the Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell battle going on. But look, last week the odds makers got it wrong. Another little tip for people betting the preseason here. Don't overreact when you hear, the starting quarterback is playing. So what? Even the starting quarterback is playing. Let's say the best case scenario he plays and he scores 1 touchdown. They take him out of the game. There's your advantage.
Right.
Like, they're not the ones deciding the game, Scott. So, yeah, you might get that, all right, he got us a touchdown, but he's not playing anymore. It's like talking about a starting pitcher that is going to pitch 1 inning. It's like, okay, we can waste our time talking about these starters so much. Talk to me about who's going to be playing in the second half. It's not so much the starters, guys.
Right.
It's what's the coach is. What does he want from the game, right? Like the Raiders are trying to win these games. They're starting their quarterbacks. But, look, they lost last week, and they were overvalued, Scott. They're overvalued again. Even though the Cowboys suck in the preseason, you're getting 6.5 points with Trey Lance because he's the one that's going to be out there on the field. I'll take it.
When we come back, Morency said he wanted to talk about the last style bender.
What a chance it is for Adam Paxton and Victor Tingsham to pick up their first weekly titles. Adam Paxton, well, it's been the dream debut so far for him. For Victor Tingsham, he'll feel like this is a moment, a little while coming. A place in the final up for grabs for one.
You can do it. Make that double 18 away for a place in the final.
Wesley Plaisir was beaten, knocked out by Mike Warburton in a last leg decider.
Play. That is what they are playing for. They are playing for the trophy. They are playing for the big prize pot, and they are playing for a place in the £25,000 Champions Week.
97.
There is a point you feel that reality will surely kick in for Adam Paxton. He's here on debut. He watches the Super Series almost every single week. He was happy just to be playing in a group. This could be the leg that we talk about at the end of the night as being the one that changed the final, because Adam Paxton has just gone cold at the moment.
Bang on cue.
He doesn't just get 2, he gets the lot.
Adam should take it the 16 out. If not, Mike's just behind him.
Shot of the 5th leg.
Can Paxton deliver one of the biggest moments of his career so far? He can. Double 12. What a moment that is from Adam Paxton. Mike Warburton was looking at 60 to win the match.
14.
Paxton, here's your moment. He approaches the jockey with confidence, with time, and delivers. Adam Paxton on debut. The boy, the fanboy, comes to the Super Series and wins.
Fans clamor to know what Ferrall and Morency are up to. We like to give people a look inside our plans and into that crystal ball. And it looks as though we both have additional journeys to Sin City. It looks like Gabe is going in for the LSU-USC game and to sign up for the football contest down at the Circa. And then Ferrall will be couple weeks after that, rolling in for the Canelo fight at T-Mobile. And apparently, allegedly, a couple shows from out there tuning people up for the pay-per-view against Palanga. and the guy that threatened to knock his head off. But he's in for a beating. His liver and his ribs. He's in for a beating.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. It's amazing, isn't it, Scott? Like what Vegas has turned into. It's Sports City, USA, man.
Yeah.
And it continues to grow and grow and grow. As you know, from the prize fights, the UFC hub, the boxing, the prize fights, championship fights, Canelo Alvarez, etc. And now you've got the Kickoff Classic with LSU and USC there. The Final Four. Is the Final Four there this year, or is it the following year? I think it's this year, isn't it? I think it's this year.
I can't keep track of all of it. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's this year, Scott. Like the Final Fours this year in Vegas. The football championship's going to be in Vegas in 2027. You and I always love this West Coast bias stuff, and God bless you, even though you're on the East Coast. But I know you're never opposed to an LA or a Vegas event, right? And
Ever.
Between the national championships, Final Fours, and Super Bowls, Vegas and LA is in the cycle. And the Olympics, the World Cup. You know what I mean? Like, we just got to get through New Orleans, Scott, and then it's West Coast, man. We got San Francisco, we got LA, we got Vegas, we got it all.
Yeah, they're going back to Vegas again. So what about tell me about the Millions and the Survivor. There's 2 contests, and you said one of them's just gotten gigantic. Well, they both have.
Unbelievable. There's a projected, it could be up to $11 million prize right now for the Survivor. $11 million, biggest football contest in sports gambling history. This is the one. I've been in these contests a long time, guys. There's a special feeling in the air this year about it. Anytime you see on the poster 10 million, right? And it's not 10 million split. It's 10 million winner take all. So anytime you see that type of money and you think, why not us? It's like the baseball teams, Scott. They wear T-shirts. Why not us?
Yeah.
Might get a T-shirt. Why not me? Why not? So she got, why not Morency instead of why not Morency? Why not
you should
Ferrall?
have that made when you're out there. I think you should do
$11 million, Scott. That's some serious change. And hey, it's not a lottery. If you play a lottery ticket, you've got a 1 in 17 million chance in winning. All right. This is as good as a lottery. $11 million is serious money.
If you won $11 million flush, what is the projection for you buying a yacht and leaving Vancouver Bay and never coming back and never being seen again by anyone in this network or otherwise?
To be honest, Scott, I don't even know if that 11 mil would get me one of the nicer neighborhoods in Vancouver. Like, I could easily drop that. That'd be easily dropped here. But people have asked me, what would you do? Oh, would you retire? We were talking about it on SportsGrid the other night. I'm like, no, of course not. I love doing this stuff. Right? So I love this show. I love what we do, talking to you and stuff. But I would admit, Scott, that I'd probably have a little bit more control and control my schedule more. I'd basically say, listen, this is what time I do things now. And it's, moving forward, this is the way it works.
Let me ask you, who you got?
And I might become one of those once a week guys, Scott. Like if I won, you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. Like if I won, big money, might be, check in with me. I'll do a 3-hour show once a week for my palace.
On Wednesdays. He works on Wednesdays. So who do you like for the last style bender fight?
Man, these fights just come fast and furious. This one has kind of snuck up on me. This is a defining fight for Adesanya. I mean, you can only lose so many big-time fights before you're not a big-time guy anymore. From everything I understand, he's all in on this. He understands his legacy is on the line. So I'm leaning with the style bender and Adesanya, even though I don't particularly like him as a person, to be honest. I wouldn't mind seeing him getting punched in the face, but I think he's going to win the fight.
So Vegas will have the Final Four in 2028. All right, Morency, have a great weekend. Have fun at the BC Lions. Thanks for the BC Lions jacket. I will bring it down here next week and show everybody. Have fun at the game. Have a good show tonight.
What What a chance it is for Adam Paxton and Victor Tingsham to pick up their first weekly titles. Adam Paxton, well, it's been the dream debut so far for him. For Victor Tingsham, he'll feel like this is a moment a little while coming. A place in the final up for grabs for one.
You can do it. Make that double 18 away for a place in the final.
Wesley Plaisir was beaten, knocked out by Mike Warburton in a last leg decider.
That is what they are playing for. They are playing for the trophy. They are playing for the big prize pot, and they are playing for a place in the £25,000 Champions Week.
97.
There is a point you feel that reality will surely kick in for Adam Paxton. He's here on debut. He watches the Super Series almost every single week. He was happy just to be playing in a group. This could be the leg that we talk about at the end of the night as being the one that changed the final, because Adam Paxton has just gone cold at the moment.
Bang on,
He doesn't just get two, he gets the lot.
Adam should take out the 16 out. If not, Mike's just behind him.
Shot on the fifth leg.
Can Paxton deliver one of the biggest moments of his career so far? He can. Double 12. What a moment that is from Adam Paxton. Mike Warburton was looking at 60 to win the match. Paxton, here's your moment. He approaches the jockey with confidence, with time, and delivers. Adam Paxton on debut. The boy, the fanboy, comes to the Super Series and wins.
Diving into the baseball already today on a pain-free Friday. Hello, everybody.
Certainly are. The Cubbies, the Blue Jays, I should say, by the way, got one back at Wrigley against the Cubs. So bottom four, 2-1 now. Of course, you had the belly bomb in the first for 2 runs for Chicago, and then a little infield single with a couple guys on base. Cubbies throwing the ball all over the place, throwing error by Swanson. Gets another run in. So they go to the 5th, the businessman special on a Friday afternoon in Chicago. I tried to watch that game, by the way, Scotty. No dice for me, even though I have the MLB package. I can't watch it because they put the afternoon game on Apple TV or Apple TV Plus or something like that. So I can't watch the Blue Jays and the Cubbies this afternoon, little matinee. So we'll stay with the golf. That's okay. We'll stay with the golf here. On the big screen. All right, let's get to some of the games from last night. There was only a couple. You were asking me earlier, did we ring the bell at all last night? Well, we certainly did. The Orioles beat the Red Sox 5-1 last night at Camden, and that would be Gunnar Henderson at $5 on Masson.
Santander. How about this for an advancement? Right field, flag cord bound. Back-to-back games with a home run for Gunnar. And the Orioles are in front just like that. Not much for hang time these days, are you, Gunnar Henderson? Well, not on that hanger. Boy, the irony, here we are in the 4th, 2 home runs, both of them on curveballs.
Yeah, I've never trusted Gunners with an AR. My son is Gunner with an ER, and Gunner is Gunner, and Gunnar is like the Scandinavian version. And even though my son's great-grandparents are all Danish and from Copenhagen, I'm not having any Scandinavian spelling for the young gun. Sorry. So Gunnar is a fail. And thank God he won us some money, because other than that, he's worthless to me.
I do not know the nationality origin of Gunnar Henderson, but he kind of has a Scandinavian type look to him, right? He's got like the flowing locks, and he's got a little something going on there. But Gunnar goes yard for us. Nice job, 5-1. Orioles win over the Red Sox, which means also, Scotty, that now they are, I believe, dead even. Yes, 72-50, dead even, the Yankees and the Orioles once again in the American League East as the Yankees get ready in Detroit tonight, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Also last night, Phillies have gotten off the mat the last couple days. Yesterday we talked about how they smashed the Marlins on Wednesday night. Last night they did the same thing to the Nationals, 13-3. The story in this game, Phillies rookie Weston Wilson, who hits for the cycle. Here he is finishing it off with a double on NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Weston Wilson, a double shy of the cycle.
Come on, Weston.
9 cycles in Phillies history.
Okay, look at all the players on the Phillies in the dugout. They're all top stepping it to see if he can do it.
Oh, there it is. Out to right center field. This might do it. It will do it. Weston Wilson is going to get to second. He's got the cycle. Oh, wow. How awesome is that? Weston Wilson.
You know, I think that was incredible. And more importantly, Wheeler moved to 12-5 and is back on his game.
Certainly is. They did get homers from Alec Boehm, homers from Nick Castellanos. Lots of ringing the bell for the Phillies last night. No Schwarber. I needed Schwarber last night, Scotty, and of course he didn't come through for me. They walked him a bunch, though, too. They really didn't give him anything to hit at all during that game. Twins beat the Rangers 3-2 last night. Good game. The Twins ended up going ahead, Scotty, on a sac fly in the ninth, but I always love when there's a game that you get a Little League home run, and I'm not going to lie to you, if I played this guy for a homer last night and they didn't give it to me, I would have been very upset because I thought it should have been a legit homer. They gave him a triple and then getting home on an error. Kyle Farmer from the Twins on Bally Sports North.
It's a scary moment in time for him.
Says this one deep to the gap in left center. Jankowski will turn, and that is him played off the base of the wall. Took a big odd bounce back into center. Farmer's going to round, mishandled his center. Farmer's got the green light. He's going to try and score. The throw to the plate will not be in time. Kyle Farmer inside the park home run, and the Twins go back-to-back, and it's 2-2.
And I cashed a ticket on that game last night. I had the Twins on the money line on my site as they got it done, 3-2.
They got it done. He's right with the back-to-back. He thought it was a homer. Castro homered right before him. And then you had that triple with the error scoring him. So the Twins now an even 4 games back of Cleveland in the AL Central as they get ready. They'll, of course, be staying in Arlington this weekend. All right, Yankees did get some news today about Jazz Chisholm, Scotty. We were waiting of the last couple days to see what the diagnosis was going to be with him. They are saying doesn't need surgery. Yankees hope that rest and rehab will allow Jazz to return in September in time for the stretch run and for the playoffs. It sounds nice, but as you know, I'm always very skeptical when the Yankees give me an injury update. Yeah. I'm always very skeptical because, as we've seen in the last few years, they've been wrong a lot. So I'll wait and see with Jazz, Scotty.
You wonder if it's smart, if he's got this UCL problem, if it's smart to let him, rest and then come back for the stretch run. Like, I don't even care about September at all unless they're battling for a playoff spot and the division and the wild card, whatever. The fact remains, like, the postseason is all that matters to me. And will that elbow act up when it gets chilly and rainy? I mean, because they play in cold, chilly, October weather every night, right? Like, it's either damp or it's wet or it's cold, one or the other. And will that elbow give him problems then and, force him to be ineffective? I don't know. I guess time will tell. We'll see. I mean, I think the guy's been a freak for the Yankees. I mean, they couldn't be happier with what he's done. He's hit all kinds of home runs. He's made all kinds of plays. They put him in an unnatural position. He conquered that as well. I love this guy's game. It's beyond me how people think overrated and all this other stuff. I think what it is that he's cocky and people just turn on anyone that's cocky. If you're a show off and you're cocky, then people hate you. And it's just because they're jealous that they can't do what you do.
That is precisely what it is. And you talked about playoff spot. I think that, the rules have changed now the last 2 years. The division now means, you're probably going to get a bye out of that first weekend. But as you and Cody Decker talked about yesterday, is that really a good thing to get that bye and not play that first weekend and sit around for a week while everyone's playing? So, you win the division, you win the AL East, you're not going to play those first couple days. Whereas the first wild card, you are going to keep playing. So there's something. I think that they're always going to say they want to win the division, and they're always going to try for that. That seems to be the main thing there. I got to tell you, they just made this guy. We talked yesterday about that drop they gave Hideki on the fan. Remember when he hit that ball, Scotty, way back by the stands on 17 behind the green? This Taylor Pendrith, they had one of those. They put those like fake fences up by the people's backyards. Yeah. They just made this guy hit it like on the fence. It was sitting on the fence. They made him go on the other side of the fence and hit underneath it. Why didn't they give him a drop, a club length? I don't understand the rules sometimes with these people, these rules that they all come up with out on the golf course at the PGA Tour. That was ridiculous that they just made him hit that. And of course, did you see that? How they made him hit that? That was ridiculous. Why wouldn't they give him a club? That's a man-made fence. That's up there. That's put there by the tournament. Awful job.
It was crazy. I wondered why they were doing that.
What a chance it is for Adam Paxton and Victor Tingsham to pick up their first weekly titles. Adam Paxton, well, it's been the dream debut so far for him. For Victor Tingsham, he'll feel like this is a moment a little while coming. A place in the final up for grabs for one.
You can do it. Make that double 18 away from a place in the final.
Wesley Plaisir was beaten, knocked out by Mike Warburton in a last leg decider.
That is what they are playing for. They are playing for the trophy. They are playing for the big prize pot, and they are playing for a place in the £25,000 Champions Week.
97.
There is a point you feel that reality will surely kick in for Adam Paxton. He's here on debut. He watches the Super Series almost every single week. He was happy just to be playing in a group. This could be the leg that we talk about at the end of the night as being the one that changed the final, because Adam Paxton has just gone cold at the moment.
Bang on cue.
He doesn't just get two, he gets the lot.
Adam should take out the 16 out. If not, Mike's just behind him.
Shot on the fifth leg.
Can Paxton deliver one of the biggest moments of his career so far? He can. Double 12. What a moment that is from Adam Paxton. Mike Warburton was looking at 60 to win the match.
14.
Paxton, here's your moment. He approaches the jockey with confidence, with time, and delivers. Adam Paxton on debut. The boy, the fanboy, comes to the Super Series and wins.
Well, Carver, I think this Yelich surgery that's ending his season, I think, is bigger than just this season, to be honest with you. I'll never buy, frankly, that a guy has a bad back, has to have surgery on said back, and then what? You come out of it like a spring chicken and you're good to go. I've never liked the people that injure their backs. I mean, they can have, decompression. They can have everything, fixed, whatever, surgically. I don't care. They always seem to have back problems the rest of their lives. People that have back problems. They never go away. I don't trust Yelich's career moving forward. This bad back, this back surgery. I'd be scared to death if I were him.
He's 32 years old, and he's going to have this back surgery now. He's going to be done for the year, obviously. Hopes to be back next year for the Brewers. It's tricky, right? The back is – we've seen so many guys in sports, not just baseball, where once that back starts going in your early, mid-30s, it's very hard to stay at that level you were at. I mean, I could think of two, just off the top of my head, guys that obviously I grew up loving, which was Mattingly and Mike Bossy, two guys who the backs just absolutely, it destroyed them. It destroyed their careers, which could have gone on a lot longer. So hopefully, but this is also 30 years
Larry
later.
Bird.
30 years later. Larry Bird. We're talking about guys from the 80s and early 90s. Medicine and science and surgical technology is 35 years more advanced. So maybe it'll be a little bit better for Christian Yelich and a few other guys, but it's still very tough when you get those back situations, Scotty. But the Brewers have a nice fat lead in the NL Central. I mean, they haven't missed a beat without Yelich in the lineup. They made a couple of moves at the deadline, so they're going to be there in October, but they will not have Yelich with them when we get there. Speaking of older gentlemen, 44-year-old Rich Hill. He was waiting around to sign with somebody for the stretch run, Scotty. The Red Sox will be that team. I think I saw it's his fourth tour of duty with the Red Sox in his career. He's made a lot of stops, Rich Hill. This is his fourth time with the Red Sox. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and don't they have the Big Maple too? So they got two old guys.
Two old guys, that's for sure. The Big Maple, who's going to be out for a while, as we know. Major League Baseball spring training schedule will open on February 20th with the Dodgers and the Cubs. I know there wasn't as much fanfare around the MLB spring training schedule as there's been the last few days with the NBA regular season schedule, but they did announce that the Dodgers
on. You're not excited about that February 20th Dodger Cub game?
Well, remember, they're going to start a little earlier because they're playing those regular season games in, I believe it's Korea or Japan, one of the two. I think Japan is where they're going this year, or Korea. And they will play, I think it's in the middle of March, Scotty. So they start spring a little bit earlier than everyone else. They'll play their spring training games a little bit earlier than everybody else. Every week I try to give this to you, especially on Fridays, updated look at some of these awards in Major League Baseball. Now, the MVPs, there hasn't been much change with these. As much as people want to bang the drum for Bobby Witt Jr., you look at that board and you still see a real fat number for Aaron Judge, minus 1,450, and a 7-1 for Bobby Witt. Forget about everyone else on that list, Scotty. It's Judge.
Yeah, and I also think it hurts him that he's in Kansas City, frankly. When you've got this monster Judge in New York City and the attention that he gets, the press, the bright lights, the big money, I mean, it's not even a comparison. Like, they're not going to give this guy Witt this MVP over Judge when hell freezes over.
I agree with you. They are not going to do that. They also aren't going to give anyone in the National League the MVP besides Shohei Ohtani. Also a done deal. A little bit heavier, minus 2,300 for him, with Ketel Marte at plus 950 and everybody else way out of sight when it comes. So Ohtani and Judge, now they both could be MVP. That was the fight the last few years, right, Scotty? Because they both were in the American League. Ohtani, Judge. Now they both get one. That was Ohtani going to the National League. Now they both can have it.
Well, my question to you is, who's the overall MVP? Do you think it's Judge or what Ohtani's done?
I think if I had to say, I know this is not biased just because of my Yankee East Coast fandom. I think it's Judge because he has less around him. I know that sounds strange because it's the Yankees, but when you're comparing the Yankees and the Dodgers, it's a fact. I mean, he's got Soto, but that's it. Where it's Betts, Freeman, Will Smith, capable players all around. Ohtani, they're both awesome. I'm not trying to take away from anybody, but I'd lean to Judge, Scotty. I'd probably lean to Judge if I had to.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? It doesn't matter if he only has Soto. Look what he does with or without him. I mean, he just produces and puts up gigantic numbers, and he hits mammoth home runs just like Ohtani, but I think he's better. The RBIs, the batting average, he was leading at one point for a long time, the Triple Crown. He's not anymore.
No, he is not. I will give you the Cy Youngs later. It's gotten crazy at Wrigley with home runs. Lots of taters flying over the wall with the wind blowing out a little bit, but not exactly guys we're going to the window with. Leo Jimenez, who tied the game at 2 for the Blue Jays with a solo home run. And then the Cubbies got solo shots from Pete Crow Armstrong and Miguel Amaya. So I know everybody was excited today for Vlad and Springer, and obviously Belly did homer, but Happ and all these guys. It's the bottom of these lineups that are hitting all the long balls at Wrigley Field today, Scotty. So 4-2, Cubs now lead the Jays at Wrigley in the Business and Special.
Unbelievable. A bunch of no-names hitting home runs. We're not going to make any money.
Can't make money that way. Not like that.
What a chance it is for Adam Paxton and Victor Tingsham to pick up their first weekly titles. Adam Paxton, well, it's been the dream debut so far for him. For Victor Tingsham, he'll feel like this is a moment a little while coming. A place in the final up for grabs for one.
You can do it. Make that double 18 away for a place in the final.
Wesley Plaisir was beaten, knocked out by Mike Warburton in a last leg decider.
That is what they are playing for. They are playing for the trophy. They are playing for the big prize pot, and they are playing for a place in the £25,000 Champions Week.
97.
There is a point you feel that reality will surely kick in for Adam Paxton. He's here on debut. He watches the Super Series almost every single week. He was happy just to be playing in a group. This could be the leg that we talk about at the end of the night as being the one that changed the final, because Adam Paxton has just gone cold at the moment.
Bang on cue.
He doesn't just get 2, he gets the lot.
Adam should take out the 16 out. If not, Mike's just behind him.
Shot of the 5th leg.
Can Paxton deliver one of the biggest moments of his career so far? He can. Double 12. What a moment that is from Adam Paxton. Mike Warburton was looking at 60 to win the match.
14.
Paxton, here's your moment. He approaches the jockey with confidence, with time, and delivers. Adam Paxton on debut. The boy, the fanboy, comes to the Super Series and wins.
We like to hook up with Gino Picola from the Daily Racing Form on Fridays to get us ready for a synthetic weekend at Saratoga and Del Mar, a big Saturday. You can follow Gino at It's Me, Gino B on X for free. And of course, what is the site again? TheDailyRacingForm.com?
drf.com and then shop.drf.com. That's where you get all the research information, the past performances. If you need a little bit of help, some of our experts have betting strategies, so they'll show you exactly how they're betting and what they're doing, and hopefully I can lead you to a few in the right direction. I think we have a couple plays for you at Saratoga, a couple at Del Mar, and then we'll give you a little NFL over on a win total if we have some time at the end.
All right, let's start with Saturday at the Spa. Where are we headed here? It looks like the 8th and 10th races.
Yes, and it's been bad weather so far the last few weeks, so I'm going to give you two races with horses that are on dirt races. So even if it does rain and there's some changing around, these races, I think, and these horses should be in those spots. Let's start in race number 8 with the number 6, Rocketeer. This is a horse who I think there's a key equipment change, Scott. A horse is going to add the blinkers, and what happens when you put the blinkers on, it just gives you a little more focus. You tend not to look around as much. Rocketeer has been sitting in perfect spots, moved to the front, took the lead, and then what happens? He kind of waits on horses when he strikes the front because he can't see. He starts looking around. There's nobody else there, and he sort of waits. Other horses come back to him, and then he kicks on again. I think those blinkers will give him some focus. He's 4.5 to 1 on the morning line, 9 to 2. I think that's a very fair price.
There you go, Rocketeer, the 6 horse in the 8th race. All right, what about the 10th race?
This is the big one at Saratoga on Saturday. It's the Alabama. It's a stakes race for 3-year-old fillies. Top 3-year-old filly right now, Torpedo Anna. She's going to face the boys. So this is a cool opportunity for a lot of the fillies that are very good, but they're not quite as good as her. And I think one of them is Power Squeeze, another horse who's in that same price range. She's 4.5 to 1. We're looking at the Timeform US card that gives you a lot of different information about the race. And I think this is a horse who has foundation. She's kind of a grinder. So the longer they go, I think it'll be fine for her. She just sits nicely and just keeps coming at you. She's a tough horse to wear down. She battles. Those are my 2 at the Spa. Both of them should be right in that 4.5 to 1 range.
My wife, 34C, I could also add a new nickname for her now, Power Squeeze. I like that. I may move in that direction starting tomorrow. If Power Squeeze, if she comes through for us, I will change her name from 34C to Power Squeeze. All right. Let's go out west where it's best surf and turf at Del Mar on Saturday. By the way, it's supposed to be just kind of crappy at Saratoga tomorrow, overcast. Sunday is supposed to rain there, but I'm seeing just overcast tomorrow, so they might be able to get these races in no problem without a sloppy track. All right, Del Mar, 4th race and 8th race. Let's start with the 4th race.
Yeah, we're looking at race number 4. We're going to go to the outside with the number 9 in here, Thought Process. This is a horse who sprinted in the first start and now is going to stretch out and go to the grass. And what's key about that is this horse's mom was very good going long on the turf. So bred to do this with a little bit of experience going shorter. This horse is 3.5 to 1 on the morning line. I have a feeling she's going to get bet down a little bit. Might be a little buzz on her because she fits really well on this spot, but that's the first of 2 at Del Mar.
All right, and the 8th race.
Yeah, this is the big race at Del Mar. It's the Del Mar Oaks. Medoro, the number 6, she had a trouble trip last time out. She started to move, and she just ran right into traffic. She had nowhere to go. She had to wait, and then angle around. I think she'll get a better trip in this spot. She's 5 to 1 on the morning line. If we can get anything around 7 to 2 or above, that's very fair value on her. We actually did a full analysis of this race on the DRF YouTube channel. So you get little looks at the replays of other races and other graphics and stuff if you really want to get deeper in the weeds on that one.
That's awesome. All right, now we go to Gino B's NFL Total Spectacular Snags. And you're going to go with who this week?
Yeah, this week we're going to go for an over, and we're going to play the Jags over. This is the team that we all thought about a year ago was going to be kind of the next team in the AFC, and then everybody sort of jumped off them real quickly. Remember, this is a team that started out 8-3 last year, and then Lawrence got hurt. He had a couple different injuries, the ankle, the concussion, the AC joint, and to be honest, he didn't really play that well in spots too. He didn't take the step forward that we were really hoping. But I think he's better, and this team's a little bit better than the overall kind of feel for them right now. So they were 1-5 down the stretch. Before that, this team was 15-5 over a 20-game stretch.
So they would have covered 8.5 last year. So we're going over the rainbow on 8.5 with the Jaguars. All right, it's me, Gino B, Gino Bacola.
Good luck, everyone.
Daily Racing Form. Have a good weekend, buddy.